Hi Libra, welcome to your weekly love reading. Let's see what's going on for you this week in terms of love. Again, lightning came in and broke down some sort of barrier. And look, you have this, is it a skeith? Is that how you pronounce it? That curved knife there. Curved like a crescent moon, the moon energy. Cutting out shadows, cutting out deceptions, cutting out their own mask in some kind of way as well. Now it's victory. New beginning in terms of assertiveness. No like conflict. I'm hearing a message about no conflict in order to hurt the other person and push them away in that way, but conflict resolution where there's just a deeper understanding and when you try and really understand the other person, you realize that they didn't intentionally mean to hurt you, they were just reacting from their own pain. So something about realizing that, something maybe that felt very, very personal, you've healed that karma because it's not feeling personal anymore. You're understanding the mechanics behind how that happened, why that happened, what's really going on, and it's their wounded inner child. So you're looking at someone or something with innocence and compassion. So a few more cards of the tarot, 7 of Cups, and then we'll look at some oracle cards. Tower, yeah, mask breaking down. Wow, that 7 of Cups, what I'm hearing is, okay, there's quite a few cards here, but I'm going to look at them all more briefly than the other ones. What I'm seeing here is, this is the card of options. Someone was in the dark, they were like, where's my life going, what am I meant to be doing? Again, look how they're going off on their own. There's this castle here, it could be towers they felt stuck in, but inwardly they were seeking alone time. They were like literally raising up their hands like that, like what do I do? They knew something was changing, but they didn't know what path to go down. And then your face like popped up in the middle of them cups. This is them asking the divine for guidance as well and assistance, but for some of you this is your face as well. There was all these other things, maybe this was other things in their life that they've been concentrating on and feeling something was amiss and maybe not feeling satisfied by all these different things they tried or something to feel some sort of deep fulfillment and deep meaning, and they were like everything just, they weren't taking one of those cups. These were things that they tried but then they released because they realized that wasn't the thing that was missing. And then they met you, or this could be some sort of spiritual awakening, or both. And it was like all these other things that they were like, is that going to bring me meaning and fulfillment, or that, maybe that one. And then some of them I'm hearing they'd already been like, no, none of those, and that's why they're not taking those things. They're letting them kind of float away. And I'm hearing because they let those things float away energetically, they released that, they surrendered, and they were like, okay, I've tried to create my own fulfillment, but everything I've done is not bringing me that fulfillment. So they're like trying to problem solve, how can I discover what my meaning is? And that is when they turned more to the divine. They started to listen more for answers. They were ready to know the true meaning of their existence, I'm hearing. And so they surrendered. They tried to figure it out on their own for a long time, But that helped them learn a lot of skills, I'm hearing as well. So they weren't wasted efforts. But yeah, they were finally ready to be like, okay, I give up, I don't know. And so instead of frantically searching outside of self for meaning, they just opened up, and maybe they had an acceptance of life and just wanted that kind of peace of just being in the moment of something, and they didn't want to keep searching and then feeling disappointed. This could be someone's relationships. They didn't want to keep searching for the one and feeling disappointed and feeling exhausted by that. So in some cases, this is someone that's just like, okay, I give up, or okay, I'm not trying anymore, because it was just bringing a lot of anxiety and confusion. So then that is when they truly surrendered and allowed the divine to come in and break down any barriers that were preventing this person from having that deep fulfillment. So that includes masks, that includes things that they built their life upon but that was ultimately holding them back. This looks like the Chariot here as well. Things that were holding them back from having rapid forward movement into spirituality. So they've always been kept a close eye on by the divine. They've always, I'm hearing they always knew that they had a close connection with the divine, even if in previous years it was like, or when they were younger, it was less or more obvious, I'm hearing, when they were younger, actually. We have strength. Wow. Six of Swords. Look, both of you were in your cave, in the darkness. Where's that one? Here. Both of you were stuck in some sort of cave or darkness. Six of Swords, this is about moving out of adversity into a brighter future. You're both moving together out of this cave. And she's holding a cup here, even though it's a Six of Swords. So that's following your hearts. Maybe a lot of guidance is coming through the Divine Feminine's heart chakra. Maybe that's assisting in some way, leading the way forward. But then it's the Divine Masculine that's actually pushing that boat along, steering that boat. And so it's like you're both working together in your own individual ways to come out of some sort of shadow side, some sort of wounding. And yes, it seems scary, it's dark, it's like the path of the unknown. And, you know, it seems safe and secure in that little cave, like being locked in that little tower kind of thing. There was a sense of security behind that mask. You could kind of hide. Maybe you could avoid, in a way, some sort of responsibility, because it seemed easier to just go along with how you were expected to live your life. But now you're going out into the open waters. It's very scary. You could be caught up in a storm, you know, you could be caught up in emotional storms, and it'd be very, very scary at times, and you're not feeling sure of the future, not feeling sure if you'll be destroyed, i.e. heartbroken. but you're still going forward. You're still, look, you're still coming out, healing each other, coming out from your own wounds, moving forward through your heart and through, I feel the masculine seeing the light of the heart, the path forward, and the divine masculine working to move that forward, move forward into the light in their kind of way as well. Okay, so the devil, sorry, this is actually strength, but the devil's here. Your connection is allowing you to be both strong like the lion and divine and vulnerable like this angel here, and you have the infinity symbol. So that's your connection, that infinite bond. You're connected to the infinite. Your bond is about the infinite, and that's why your bond is infinite, because it's all about that which has no end. So you're both the strength and the vulnerability, the sun, the moon, that's the divine masculine, divine feminine, the light, the darkness. This is strength against that darkness. Whatever these fears were, Spirit's always been there, watching over you both, that connection with the divine, the infinity symbol. And you're safe, even in the scariest times. Now you both, I feel like you're both just naturally feeling stronger, because you know you have this divine union, and with each other, with your true selves, with the divine. And so this energy doesn't really faze you. Look, they're not bothering themselves to get up and take this seriously. They're like, it will see the light of me and it will just go away. Okay, justice. Ten of Wands, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups. Okay, justice. Something you were turning your back on, which wasn't justice. You know, maybe you had that tendency to kind of avoid conflict, avoid confrontation. Maybe you didn't like arguments because that meant you were afraid deep down that something of your truth would come out if you allowed yourself to get emotionally out of control in an argument too much. You were afraid of allowing your true self to come out because you had that thick wall. You're trying to protect yourself from that person for some reason. You didn't feel safe in that connection for some reason. So you were more like the passive side, and it was unjust. It wasn't fair. There was an imbalance. Someone stonewalling, someone walking away, someone being avoidant, and the other person having harsh words or trying to demand answers or something, demand that they were right. But I feel like you're the one that was turning your back and walking away, but it was a heavy burden because it's like you felt like you were turning to stone. Your true self was turning to stone. The more you were avoiding yourself, you may be an avoidant kind of person, but it meant you were avoiding yourself. You were avoiding your truth, and it was a heavy weight. Look, this is beneath the Tower card. All the logs here look the same shape as the Tower. It was a heavy weight, all those bricks that you'd packed up around yourself to protect yourself. It's time to let the burdens go. Look, you were almost home. You were almost at the place, or the destination of that heavy weight. You're almost at the end of the karma, in some sort of situation where you can leave that baggage behind, because it's a 10. It's the end of this, so you can be free. And that's your justice, because you've shouldered a lot. You've had the weight of the world on your shoulders, and you are a light worker. So your justice, your balance now is to be able to release that. And look, you've taken one wand here from the 10 of Wands to start a new beginning. Interesting. Yeah, again, the universe really helped with the ending of that old and this new beginning. You're waiting for, you're going on a path. You may not fully know where you're going right now, but you're waiting for the divine to give you that guidance, and almost, instead of strike that tree, strike this wand and set it alight. Ace of Cups. This is a new beginning in love, self-love. You're now in a place where you can soak in all this water, all this nourishment. Water represents emotions and love. There's this infinite cycle of love now. There was something blocking your heart chakra, some sort of pain, some sort of burden, some sort of mask, all of those things perhaps. Something was blocking the flow of universal love coming into your heart. You were blocked from receiving. So you're going through karma in order to learn self-love, self-respect as well, healthy boundaries. This led to your heart opening to yourself. You felt proud of yourself. Maybe you learnt something very significant over the past few months. You felt very proud. This could be the other person as well, and therefore that pride, that self-love opened your heart more, and now you're really connected. This new beginning in love has really connected you to this universal abundant supply of water, never-ending cycle, where you receive this universal love, and then your heart is overflowing. You feel so loved. You feel so much gratitude. It's literally pouring out of you, overflowing, and this represents you giving back to the collective, and then the collective energy comes back to you. Okay, so let's look at some oracle cards. What does their soul, what does your soul want you to know? A visit or a call from a friend can heal you. So you call your friends, you've shared many past lives together. This heavy burden, some sort of heavy burden you're carrying. Maybe this was the karma, the weight you're carrying on your journey back to your friend's home, or your journey back home, where your friend, your soulmate, or your twin flame resides, your soul family, because it's a place where you connect with the divine. Maybe this heavy burden, more generally speaking, was something you were both willing to carry and go through in order to eventually get to your destination, which is this union, where you can lay down the karma, and a visit or a call from a friend can heal you. You can also heal a friend in this same way. Is there someone you've been wanting to contact but haven't made time for? Today, make the time. So this is you getting back into contact, either in this lifetime if you've known each other for a long time, or if this was like about your initial meeting, it's this person from your past life, an old friend, returning and reconnecting you to your soul's truth. And it brings so much peace. Yes, look, we have forgiveness. There was some sort of person or thing, maybe even yourself, you forgave, and that was laying down the heavy burdens in another way, which allowed you to put down that karma and allow this union in on a deeper level. Forgiveness means more to God than sacrifice. So this sacrifice may be some sort of, I'm hearing maybe they feel guilty about being their truth in some way, so they carry around a heavy burden. They sacrifice themselves. This could be a pattern within them. They sacrifice themselves because they don't want to hurt people, because then they feel like they won't be able to forgive themselves, or others won't be able to forgive them. But this carrying of other people's stuff is not allowing either of them to grow. And again, this could be about you as well. Forgive one person today. Open your heart to that person and release unnecessary suffering from the past. Feel the peace that follows from this simple act. Okay, so this is what was blocking your heart, or it could be what's still blocking your heart. Maybe the need to forgive someone from your past, or someone that, it could be someone from the present, someone that's caused you emotional pain, someone that maybe has made you react in certain ways and then you feel bad about yourself. That was what was blocking you. You didn't feel good enough to receive because of some unforgiveness for yourself, and maybe some stories attached to someone that made you feel bad about yourself. So forgiveness is the key to unlocking your heart, is what I'm hearing. It's never too late to create a new body. Even the slightest change in your diet can generate a new body and a fresh mind. Avoid eating anything today that creates conflict in you. Observe how instantly your body manifests a grateful feeling. Okay, so some of you are already eating healthier, basically, but I'm also seeing another message here. You're allowing yourself true nourishment in your life. What are you consuming in your life? I feel like you're clearing out the kitchen cupboards, so to speak, of anything that has toxicity in it. Avoid eating anything today that creates conflict in you. This person's getting rid of things where it made them feel pressured to carry some sort of burden and not be their true self. They're releasing more and more of that. They're knowing their worth to go down their own path, and they're realizing it's not selfish because they're following their heart, and that is for the highest good of all. A heart decision is never the wrong decision. Star bathing, I'm immediately hearing go out at night and be in the stars. There was plenty of nighttime cards here. Is there any with like stars here? Star bathing. It's going to be very healing for your inner child, because you're going to feel more connected to the divine if you go out at night time and look at the sky, is what I'm hearing. Light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. So yeah, you're being healed, your body, mind, spirit is raising to the vibration to align with in a higher level. Of light. I remember, so there's this remembrance of the soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. Can anyone explain that to me? Because to me, fate and destiny meant the same thing. I'd use those words interchangeably, but there's obviously a difference. So if anyone knows the fated life versus the destiny life, can you give me some pointers on that, please? But yeah, I remember they're remembering the soul plan and rapidly realigning with it. Star family, you're part of a team of souls. Call in support. And look at the bottom of the deck, we have weight of the world. Boundaries, let it go, it's not yours to carry. That sums up this. And literally in some cases there was all these fears about what's going on in the world, was that huge weight on their shoulders. Boundaries, let that go, it's not yours to carry. Call in your star family. You are soul family members as well. You're part of this team of souls, so you have this support now. So the weight of the world on this person's shoulders is being released. Crown chakra. Yeah, the crown chakra's opened within you both. Bliss. I seek and find peace, quietness and moments of bliss in my life. I'm persistent in this quest. I allow myself to feel divine presence radiating with and around me. I allow myself to create abundance and fulfillment and to live a life free of fear. Meditation is a part of my life, so there's a lot of surrender going on here, a surrender of anything that brings some sort of conflict in your life, internally, externally. All sorts of conflict is making way for surrender and bliss and receiving, learning to receive, because you're naturally very generous people. You give and give and give a lot, but now it's your time to receive as well. Yeah, self-esteem. This is solar plexus, the warrior. I embrace my inner strength, power and resilience, and I allow myself to shine. I unfold my full potential as an empowered person with a true sense of who I am. I grow in consciousness as I overcome and transcend life's challenges. I need the warrior inside me for the journey ahead, and I'm courageous in moving forward. And we have throat chakra, willpower and determination. I set clear boundaries for my own behavior, and I cultivate a strong will by being true to myself. I use my willpower to accomplish my daily tasks and spiritual goals, and to encourage uplifting thoughts and behaviors in myself. Doing this will assist me on the next stage of my physical, emotional, mental and spiritual growth. I stay in touch with my positive thoughts and truth by avoiding substance abuse. My will is strong and my mind is clear. guardian. Spirit has always been with you from a young age, forever. You've even been spirit guides to each other. Here it is. Look. Spirit was with you. You just didn't know it. Or you kind of did, but forgot it. Tantric union. So yeah, to me this is saying you're each other's spirit guides as well as your other star family. This safe haven, energetic bubble, whatever you want to call it, has opened up and you're both within it, and it's like a protective force field because you're here to do this mission now. I feel like that force field is helping to bounce off karma so you don't absorb it as much, and that is by you having that confidence, basically, where you're not taking it personally. That is that force field, but things are just not, you're not absorbing so much density or pain or shadow anymore. Healing sounds. So listening to meditations or music or being by the ocean or river or something is going to be very healing. Then hearing from the guardian and hearing from you, your higher self, or hearing your voice is very healing as well. Okay, so I'm going to finish off this reading with a Rumi Oracle card. This is going to be a super powerful message from the Divine. What do you need to know about this connection right now? And what does their higher self want you to know? We have number 32. She offers the sacred wine, so drink. O wine giver of enlightened hearts, offer me the wine of your kindness, for this is the reason you have brought me here from the desert of oblivion. O beautiful wine giver, pour me the wine that gives me insight, offer me the wine from the sea of love and fill my heart with pearls. Pour it into my heart until I shred the veil and go beyond reason. My spirit is consumed by judgment and my life is reduced by thoughts. Pour that precious wine over the frozen cries of skeptics until their words become warm and their nays become yays. Will you say yes to me? I've just noticed that candle's gone out. So I feel like that's an ending of blocks, some sort of ending of that cycle, those heavy burdens. Okay, will you say yes to me? I want to take you with me on a wild adventure. There we shall be, tripping, stumbling, falling like fools, laughing our most unconstrained laughter as we drink the sweetest of offerings. Raucous and silly shall we be, though undoubtedly we are from the noblest and most royal lineage. Nonetheless, standing outside the tavern, warm and illumined by the golden hearth fires, we will hold on to each other, barely able to stand up straight, crying with so much laughter, sweet wine coursing through our blood. Beloved, you are being offered a gift that is beyond your understanding. This gift is from the hand of the Divine Beloved, an offering to you that will lift you beyond what you have known into the next opening of your inner eye, of your heart, of your soul, so that it may caress the earth with the light of heaven. This may sound wonderful. Indeed it is. Yet welcome though this gift may be, there is a trick to receiving it, you see. When the sweet wine is offered, you must drink, but also be willing to become drunk. You must be willing to let go of your control. You must trust in what will happen, trust that you will be cared for, or that you may appear to be the fool. You must be willing to not have all the answers, or indeed any answers at all, my wise soulmate, and trust that this is according to the higher plan, and not some inadequacy or error. So I feel this is like talking about this Ace of Cups here. So will you accept the gift that is coming to you, the offering that the sacred feminine brings to you now? It is a sweet wine that she offers. It shall be an enjoyable journey receiving this gift, a wearing away of resistance and restraints towards life through the sheer pleasure of aliveness without thought. Oh, what a journey this is to be for you. So much that is truly wonderful and incredible, sacred and extraordinary awaits you. You who are asked to drink from the generous cup the great Beloved is bringing towards your lips. So what if your speech becomes incoherent and you have no words to describe what you feel, or if the world around you ceases to understand you? Could any of that compare to the great bliss of being fully alive and dancing with the divine ones in day's splendor at the beauty of life? This is a party you want to attend, trust me, even though no one will be much interested in talking because they'll be too busy dancing. Everyone will envy you, though if you open your heart to invite them too, many will say, oh no, I have to wash my hair and I have to sort through my accounts and count my fingers and my toes. It will take me too long and I simply won't be ready to attend. But you go, of course. You enjoy yourself while I'm working long and hard at things so very important. And you may hang your head and wonder if you too shall stay at home to wash your hair and tend to your accounts and count your fingers and toes many times over perhaps to make sure you get it right. But then you'll hear the distant sounds of clinking glasses, of music, of stomping and dancing and laughter, and you'll think a wise thought, so wise indeed that you'll stop thinking immediately after thinking it. That thought will be, forget this to-do list, I'm going to have some fun. This oracle comes with guidance for you. Are you having fun yet? Well, you may need to wash your hair and tend to your accounts. That is fine. You may even need to count your fingers and your toes. But over and over again, beloved, surely you can find some time in between the endless to-dos and your to-do list to throw a tantrum and come dancing with me instead. Your honour and commitment, discipline and focus are certainly to be rewarded with some uninhabited nonsense, hopefully. Come, put aside that seriousness for a moment or more and allow the wild child in you to take your body and soul for a spin. Together, let's go and paint the town the colour of love. Thank you so much for joining me here. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye.